Paying cash for a car is probably the best method, but there's a lot of people who believe financing makes more sense.
Here's why I choose to finance my cars even though I can buy them in cash. For some context, this is my first car. This is my Ram 1500 Warlock. This is actually a work truck. It's a company car owned by my company. I owe about $23,000 on it. And this is my daily driver, a 2022 Nissan Versa. I owe about $16K on this, but it gets 43 miles per gallon, so that's why I drive it. Now, my average interest rate on these cars is about 4%. So why do I choose to take a loan out to pay for these cars rather than pay for them in cash when it's more expensive? Here's an example. I have $39,000. I can either pay off my cars and save that 4% interest, or I can see if there's a better place to put that. What I mean by that, with your $39,000, would you rather save 4% or make 10%?
Make 10, bro.
Save 4 or make 10. I'm going to choose the make 10 option. I'd rather invest my money and have it grow and make more money than it would save by paying off the cars. Now, this is not for everybody. This is just what I do, and I've found that it works really well. I do not overextend myself on my payments. They are cars that I can afford, and I free up my capital to invest. Let me know what you do and if you agree with my strategy or not.
It is stupid to buy a car outright cash. Literally insane. Cars are a liability. They go down in value. You buy a brand new one, you drive it away, it's lost money. So instead of taking 30 grand cash and shoving it on a car, you can lease. I'm a big believer in leasing.
I'm a believer in leasing too. Now, I do car content, so my next vehicles are definitely going to be leased because I want to be able to switch them in and out. And they're going to be under the business name. That's the only time I think it makes sense for real. And if you don't drive that much. But she funny, talk about it's stupid to pay cash for a car.
Leasing and how to set it up in the right company structure. But you finance a car or you lease a car. You put 10% down, that's £3,000. That means you've got 27 grand cash left. Now you put that into an asset, a property, 100k property. Not only will you have an asset that's going up in value, it's going to give you rent. The average should be about £400 to £500 per calendar month. Now that £400 to £500 will pay for the lease or the finance on the car, which is good. So you're not having to fork out. So it's just like you've spent your cash. You know, there's no money coming out a month because that asset's doing it. Since time began, property has gone up. It's doubled in value every 7 to 10 years. You're buying a 100k property, 27k deposit will be enough for everything. Put a tenant in, tenant paying you, etc. And that's net profit, £400 to £500 per calendar month. In 10 years' time, that property's gone up. It's now worth 200,000. You're getting more income from it. So much better than a car that's going to be worthless.
When does it make sense to buy a car in cash versus finance it?
You never want to buy a brand new car in cash because car is a depreciating asset. Even right now, you don't want to buy a brand new car in cash. Whenever this market eventually corrects and car prices come way back down, you're not going to want to have tied up that much cash into a depreciating asset. In normal markets, you don't need to buy a car.
See, when I say pay cash for a car, I mean a cheap car. He talking about cars that's $25,000, $30,000. I don't recommend you paying putting $30,000 on a car and paying cash for it. No, I don't recommend that. I think you can definitely use that money for something else.
With cash, probably for the first 7 to 8 years of that car's life. After that, it's kind of at your discretion because most of the depreciation has happened already. The smartest way to buy a car, if it is 10 years old or newer, finance it. It's a depreciating asset. You don't want to tie up your cash in depreciating assets. You want your cash to work for you. If it's older than that, buy it in cash.
It's cheaper to buy a brand new car as opposed to buying a used car. Buy a used car, let's say you're going to hold it for 5 years. You buy it for $10,000. You're going to spend about $2,000 in maintenance and breakdowns every year. Plus, it's going to waste your time
Then that all depends on what kind of car you get. I have a 2012 Camry that I paid cash for. And the only thing I had to do for that car was put brakes on it and tires on it. That's it. I don't know where you're getting this $2,000 a year on maintenance. That's crazy.
Breaking down. So $2,000 a year times 5 years is $10,000. Now you already paid $10,000 for this car. That car's probably only worth about $4,000 when you get done with it. So you've spent $16,000. Let's say you go buy a brand new car for $30,000. In 10 years, that car is worth $20,000. You didn't have any maintenance. You didn't have any breakdowns at all. So it only cost you $10,000 on a brand new car. Plus, it probably got better gas mileage. Go buy a Toyota Camry, base level, $25,000, $26,000. You need basic stuff, man.
Do not buy a car cash unless you've thought of this first. Now, the idea of buying a car entirely in cash sounds great. You're not going to have a monthly payment. You're not going to spend interest on that vehicle. But there's a couple things to consider. You're buying a depreciating asset entirely in cash. The only place for that's value to go is down, unless you're getting some kind of antique car or something like that, that the value may go up. Most situations, that value is going to go down. So think about this. A lot of manufacturers have special interest rates on new cars. That could be anywhere from 0% on certain cars, 3.9, 4.9, 5.9%. Really.
See, the only issue with this, guys, is, I'm going to keep stopping the video, is this guy's assuming everybody has great credit. That's the only way you're going to get those low interest rates. A lot of people don't have good credit, so they're going to have to pay cash for a car. If they buy a car that's like $30,000 and they got bad credit, they're going to have like an 18% interest rate. So this right here wouldn't even be valid. This is crazy.
Depends on the vehicle and the manufacturer. But if you have investments that can earn you more money than that interest rate, so you've got an investment that may pay you 7% per year versus the 3.9 or 4.9 that you're getting at a dealership, your money might be better suited in that. Let's just figure you've got a 3-year loan on a car. Your interest rate is 3.99, but you can get an investment for 3 years that's paying you 7.99 back, right? Take the difference between the two of those. That's really what you're netting out for it at the end of those 3.
This guy's also assuming that most people are not thinking like this. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing that he's super wrong about is, well, the consumer would be wrong about is getting financing at the dealership. I'm not great finance with no dealership. And this guy's a car seller. So first of all, you already wrong for listening to what the heck he talking about anyway. But most people need to go to their credit union to get financing, because 9 times out of 10 they can beat the rate. But this guy right here, he's just trying to get people to finance at the dealership so he can make some bread off of it. He ain't slick.
Years you pull your money out of it, you've got your initial capital back. That would have been what you put into the car plus additional money. You've actually saved money and really made money on the same money that you would have used to purchase that vehicle. Now, ultimately, that breaks out to the difference between how much you're earning in interest on whatever the investment might be versus how much you're spending in interest over the course of your loan. But that's easy math to do. I mean, really, it's the difference between the two percentages there. Another idea is a mortgage. If your mortgage isn't completely paid off, I'm not sure if you've looked at what doing an extra payment per year on your mortgage does, but it cuts down your term tremendously. So another great use of that money, if you do still have a mortgage, is start paying your mortgage down with that. You could save hundreds of thousands of dollars versus saving tens of thousands of dollars in interest on the vehicle. That's a huge, huge, huge swing. So before you buy a vehicle in cash, keep in mind investments and where your money could really be better spent versus only putting it solely on a depreciating asset. And for more tips and tricks, anything that you might need help with, please follow me, shoot me a DM. I'm happy to help with anything.
I mean, I agree with him as far as putting extra money on your mortgage. That's true. And this subject right here is real touchy. It's a lot of people who don't believe in financing cars. They believe in paying cash, which is always good. Cash is king. And also, a lot of these folks are, I guess, car salesmen. So, of course, they're going to try to convince you to, get financing to the dealership. But it only makes sense if they have incentives and rebates that can help you out. But other than that, it makes more sense to go through your credit union. But leave your comments, guys. This is a very touchy situation. A lot of people have different opinions when it comes to paying cash and, financing a car. Leave a comment, like the video. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.